Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with another weekly update / Q&A.
And yes, we are sick. If
Yeah.
it sounds like we're sick, it's because we are.
As always, we'll start off with a quick update with what's going on in Injustice. The early access pack is for Blackest Night Hot Girl, which means that that's likely what the next challenge is.
Yeah.
I think at this point it's pretty certain. The current character challenge is Justice League Wonder Woman, and the current multiplayer online challenge reward is Blackest Night Doomsday. There's only 1 day left in that season. And the Survivor gear is the LexCorp gear set for just 1 more day also. So everything is going to be rolling over pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Getting right into the questions, our first question comes from Christian Spring. And they say, would it be safe to say that Injustice programmers have made sure all updated versions of Injustice is glitch-free when it comes to power credits?
Alright, interesting question. We don't know, excuse me, but we've got a few thoughts that are, I think, reasonably well informed, given how long we've been messing around with glitches and how long we've been playing Injustice. So we believe that any of the glitches, including all the power glitches that have been patched, they've been there from the beginning, even if it took us all a while to find them. So if you've been playing from the beginning like we did, you may have noticed screen captures and videos from people who were cheating and hacking. And one thing that didn't make sense to us at the time was how many copies of extra cards people had. At least, once we understood the whole buy 50 packs for the price of 1 glitch, then it made a lot more sense. From what I remember of the timing of things, we discovered and publicized that particular glitch around the end of December 2014, and almost a year before that, we had already seen the screen captures with ridiculous amounts of power credits, plus the dozens of extra copies of characters.
Yeah, because they wouldn't have had the extra copies of characters if they're just hacking.
Right, exactly. So which means that someone or someones was taking advantage of that glitch already, but had decided not to share. So ultimately, I guess that means that the developers are fixing each power credit glitch as they find out about it. And for practical purposes, that might mean subsequent updates. Yeah, might be glitch free as long as there aren't any other power glitches that have been there from the beginning that are just waiting to be discovered.
Our next question, or I guess it's a mix of question and commentary. Why, unfortunately, Reverse Flash is nerfed? On online, when I use Ares' second special and he's not dead, I'm quite upset. Don't you feel that way? And that's Antoine Le Bescond. Sorry for not saying that.
Yeah, so and that was about our update where we mentioned that the speed boost doesn't stack quite the same way. I mean, he still gets a bit of a speed boost, maybe, but if it is, it's not as good and it's not as long. So I guess it all depends on your perspective, right? Playing against him is easier because you know how many more cellular regenerations he's got left, and the second one doesn't always engage. Sometimes I think there's a decreasing chance that it'll engage.
Yeah.
But playing with him is worse because he doesn't stack his speed boost the same way. So I guess the perspective matters a lot more on whether you use him or whether you just your exposure to him is facing him in multiplayer.
Yeah, and I guess from the way you're asking, what you seem to think is he didn't actually get nerfed in any of his health, right? So if you're using Ares' second special, he's still not going to die. It doesn't nerf him in that way. It's just a little more frustrating, especially for juggling, to use him as a character.
And if I'm going to be playing Ares, my preference, even if I had to choose between, say, the first bar of power or to choose splash damage, and I think we've got a team set up that's going to illustrate that, I'd rather have the splash damage. So I actually don't mind facing Reverse Flash with Ares. I still go ahead and drop it on him because I'm happy to do all that damage to his teammates.
Yeah. Okay. Our next question comes from Retired Rock Thrower. I think that's a pretty good username. Says, okay, I've changed for you guys, so would you use a hacked account for Injustice 2, and what are you going to do to get your legit account up to date?
Well, first, thanks for changing your name at our request. We appreciate that. And I guess that depends a lot. I think based on how things are going here, and if the grinding is at the same level or even higher, then we're probably going to spend a lot of time playing. But if somebody is willing to share a hacked account with us, then we're probably going to use it to demonstrate like we are now. I mean, like I've said before, I think we're cheating and glitch specialists, but we don't do hacks ourselves. So it'll actually depend on what we've got access to when the new game comes out. I mean, I'm hoping still that it's going to be a new skin more than a completely new game.
And our last question of the week, or I guess this is more of a comment again too, comes from Michali Gregoriou, and they say boring AF. Which,
atrial fibrillation?
Sure. There were no glitches or even a mention of glitches in the video, unlike the title, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, thumbs down,
and a finger up.
A bunch of them fingers up, middle. How many?
Same finger.
6, 7, 8?
8. Oh, 8. Lucky number. Okay. And if you include the thumb down, that's like a perfect square. Okay. So, alright, so besides the fact that we spent the first 59 seconds of the video talking about which glitches work, the most annoying thing about comments like this isn't that some random troll thinks his uninformed opinion is worth sharing. I mean, how hard is it to listen to the first few seconds and realize that we are talking about the exact thing that you're accusing us of leaving out? They're all even linked in the description. Okay, that just makes you look stupid. Being rude about it makes you an a-hole. But no, the most annoying thing is that none of these drive-by commenters ever owns up to their mistake. It's so easy to drop their little turd of rudeness in the punch bowl, but it's clearly too hard for them to acknowledge that they were wrong. And I'm not expecting them to acknowledge that they're wrong about being rude, although they are, but to acknowledge that they were factually wrong about their complaint. So, yeah.
Food for thought.
Yes.
Anyways, that's going to do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Komoda.
Batman. Shazam. Static. Begin. Batman. Superman. Wonder Woman. Begin.
Thought you were a warrior. You can still still quit, you know. Let's end this quick.